Media muffin.
Winter got here really late. I mean, look at all this snow. And check this out. Not that, this! I got plenty of food for the winter. So delicious. Today is April 15th, which means it's time for taxes. Bebo, did you do your taxes? No, you didn't? Well, Bebo, you better hurry. It's almost 8 o'clock. No, it is 8 o'clock, and it's April 15th. You don't even have any time left. Bebo, you're gonna get fined. So many penalties. I finished my bagel animation. Thanks to you, Patreon supporters, with your food and the window bugs, I was able to live long enough to at least finish it. And I'm happy. And now I gotta move on to the next animation and try to finish it before the end of the month. And I failed. It's the future now. It's May 2nd, 2015. And I just got back from visiting the Newgrounds office in Philadelphia for Picoday. Picoday is a wonderful event where all the animators and artists and writers and musicians and everyone who contributes to Newgrounds goes over to the office in Philadelphia, and Tom treats them to food and beer and mingling and snuggles and cuddles and squeezing and hugging and all before returning back to our desk where we're isolated for the rest of the year. I traveled Philly with a bunch of my amigos in a 7-passenger van, and Colonel Cheru brought her car, so she took some people too. There was Oreo Zima, Fungasm, Closey, Supar Daniel, Terminal Montage, The Pivots XXD, Kelsey, also known as Anta Darkheart, Colonel Cheru. We were joined by Mr. Chris and his girlfriend Caitlin, who's really cool. Scott Falco, did I mention that already? Scott Falco. Puffballs United, Genjamik, really cool. We all got together and played Smash in our hotel room, and it was great. No, we're gonna be stuck in the hole. There was a lot of other artists there. Of course, you have the Sleepy Cabin crew, but you also have like Johnny Ifko, who was there. You got Hans Van Harken, you had Red Minus, and you also had Sebtastic, who made this awesome big like collaboration. Honestly, I was way too busy to really just sit back and unwind. I was the designated driver of a 7-passenger vehicle, and I had to drive all my online buddies around Philly. It was good, but I hated Philly traffic. You Easterners are weird, but I love you. If you ever want to go to Picoday, if Tom decides to have another one, consider visiting newgrounds.com and submitting a bunch of cartoons. Who knows, maybe Tom will even come over, give you a little invite, and a kiss on the cheek. And if he doesn't, I will. But me and Shady haven't just been partying all the time. We've been doing a lot of things, Shady. We always put in our work hours, huh? We put in our work hours before we start partying. We put in our work hours before we start partying. You could check out all the fast facts and lores that I've been doing for the lore channel. You've got Mortal Kombat X fast facts. You got Bloodborne fast facts. I just wrapped up a Super Mario 64 fast facts. And, you know, you've got all those goodies. So check them out. Besides all that jazz, I decided to go back in time and bring back a dead website. Miscellaneous Candy. Miscellaneous Candy was... I don't know why I just didn't bring up the image there. Anyway, Miscellaneous Candy was an awesome website that I created back in 2008 where a bunch of artists and myself would post nice standalone one-shot comics every day. The reason we did that was because we wanted viewers to just jump in, look at a comic, and enjoy it without having to go through the entire archive. But everyone kept breaking that rule, and pretty soon all the stories got convoluted and mixed up, and people started getting lazy where they kept posting, "I'll post something tomorrow" posts. And I was way too busy with college to enforce our rules, so what ended up happening was I took the website down because I wanted to redesign it, and it never came back up. I made big plans for Miscellaneous Candy over the years, and I've been trying to find the perfect opportunity to bring it back, and I did, in its simplest form, a nice WordPress blog with a new roster of artists. As you can see, you have Edgar Nielsen, aka Funny Money, you got Jeremy Chenshu, aka Terminal Montage, and we got Danny Reyes, and we got Daniel Tan, so we have 2 Dans, but we call one of them Oreo Zima and the other one Supar Daniel. He's a duck man. You can visit Miscellaneous Candy at www.m-candy.com or M-candy or M-candy. This thing right here, M-candy.com. Picoday.com. It's gonna be a simple website where we post rough comics and experiment with Manga Studio. So it's really experimental with a comic section, so jump in and enjoy. On May 25th, I'll be packing up and traveling across the Midwest to Minnesota with my 2 dogs. It'll be wonderful. Also, nobody has taken Bebo. I posted him online where he got a bunch of likes and retweets. I threw him on KSL, and I even talked to members of a dog rescue who told me that he'd be hard to sell because he's an old pitbull with cancer, arthritis, and patchy fur, and just he's no good. So, I guess I'm keeping you. I'm keeping you, Bebo! Maybe I'm keeping you. Also, you're stinky. Why are you wet on your chest? That's gross. I'll also be spending more time with friends before I actually leave. We'll be doing things like making hamburgers out of weird Japanese powders, and I'll be visiting the Utah State Capitol building frequently in my jogs just before I leave Salt Lake City behind. So that's something, so don't expect an Edvlog until I get settled down over there. Until then, I'm gonna be animating a bunch, I hope, and we'll see what happens. Lastly, I'd like to thank my friends and Patreon supporters for just helping me get by, and I plan to release 2 cartoons this month to make up for the last month because things have been kind of hectic. Also, if you missed it, there's a second sketchbook waiting for you on Patreon, so go pick it up while you still can because there's gonna be another one. If you're not a patron yet, consider supporting me to justify my career choice. Pretty soon, I'm gonna be uprooted and put in a bigger tank so I can grow and give you guys more cartoons, but until then, enough talk, I'ma get to work. Goodbye!